Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So countries around the world, as a planet, we've all been dealing with this global pandemic. And, it's clear that the trend is moving towards digital currencies in terms of payments. I don't think I've used cash once. I think maybe I've used cash maybe a handful, maybe 3 times in the last year. And before the pandemic, I would have likely used cash more. Well, now we're seeing countries like Canada realize that they need to speed up and launch their own digital currency. This coming from the Cryptic Poet. And the Bank of Canada, for those of you guys who do not know, is a Ripple supporter. So the Bank of Canada has accelerated the work to launch a digital currency amid the beer flu pandemic. The Bank of Canada Deputy Governor Tim Lane stated that the decision of creating a digital currency has to be made soon. Nonetheless, Lane has also stated that the moment has not yet arrived, although it should happen sooner rather than later. Of course, countries like Canada eyeing what the rest of the world is doing with regards to cryptocurrencies. I'm sure they are seeing what's going on in Asia right now and seeing how the world is changing. China, of course, a big focus. And so the Bank of Canada chief says digital currency needs to have a global approach as Ripple eyes blockchain firm MoneyTap, this coming from back in October of last year. Bank of Canada, we know they've already run trials on RippleNet, and now they're looking to start their own CBDC project. A little late to the game, but I suppose it's on their radar. And from what I remember, the article stated that Canada does have something going on in the background and that they will jump on it when needed. And so they are likely able to roll this out sooner rather than later. And guys, I talked about this article earlier today. Grayscale CEO says corporates will follow Tesla in buying Bitcoin. So not going to go over this article, but I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the implications that this is having currently and that it is going to have on big companies doing the same thing. So this coming from the CEO of Grayscale, that Tesla was kind of the first one to get out there and declare that they were investing in Bitcoin. Well, we've also got some other companies here. This from Bank XRP. Mastercard says it will support select cryptocurrencies directly on our network. This a statement from Mastercard. They said, whatever your opinions are on cryptocurrencies, the fact remains that these digital assets are becoming a more important part of the payments world. We are preparing right now for the future of crypto and payments, announcing that this year Mastercard will start supporting select cryptocurrencies directly on our network. This is a big change that will require a lot of work, the firm went on to say. And at this point in time, they don't know what cryptocurrencies they will support. But here's a quote from the statement. To be completely clear, not all of today's cryptocurrencies will be supported on our network. While stablecoins are more regulated and reliable than in the recent past, many of the hundreds of digital assets in circulation still need to tighten their compliance measures so they won't meet our requirements. We expect customers in the ecosystem as a whole will start to rally around the crypto assets that offer reliability and security. It's those very same stablecoins that we expect to bring into our network. So Mastercard being very conservative about this approach, not sure what they see as a compliant cryptocurrency. Well, I guess Bitcoin, Ethereum right now are really only the 2 cryptocurrencies that have that clarity, that definitive clarity from the US government specifically. There are many other cryptocurrencies around the world that I'm sure do have the clarity, but Mastercard obviously realizing this trend is going this way, and they don't want to be left behind. Of course, there was that story back in 2018, at the end of 2018, that they were vying for the purchase of Earthport, which is RippleNet enabled, and so that is with regards to transactions. But cryptocurrency spending, the utilization of cryptocurrencies in a real-world framework, that is something completely different in my opinion, and so they're also looking to integrate that, probably partially because of the PayPal announcement and realizing how successful they have been with cryptocurrency adoption. Guys, I also saw this from Poochie at Poochie1967. Twitter to put Bitcoin on its balance sheet and Mastercard crypto payments. So we just talked about Mastercard, but Twitter is also considering adding Bitcoin to its balance sheet, similar to Tesla. And so it goes as such. Twitter has considered whether to add Bitcoin to its balance sheet, though no changes have been made yet, according to the CFO, Ned Segal. Segal said in a CNBC interview Wednesday that the social media giant continues to study and look at incorporating Bitcoin into its finances. We've done a lot of upfront thinking to consider how we might pay employees should they want to be paid in Bitcoin, how we might pay a vendor if they ask to be paid in Bitcoin, and whether we need to have Bitcoin on our balance sheet should that happen, the CFO said. We want to be thoughtful about this over time, but we haven't made any changes yet. So they are still considering it, although it is on their radar. We know Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, a big Bitcoin proponent. And, it's funny because all this, big American companies wanting to invest in Bitcoin, all this happening at the same time that Christine Lagarde, the president of the European Central Bank, is saying that Bitcoin will not be held by central banks. So she is going on the record and saying, and we've known this about her, so this from XRPCRYPTOWOLF, the European Central Bank's president Christine Lagarde has again made her stance on Bitcoin crystal clear. Lagarde today reportedly said central banks would not hold the currency in the near future, but the president did add that a digital version of the euro could be ready within 4 years. So I'm not going to get into this article in detail. If you guys want to read it, I will link it in the description. Ultimately, her stance, Bitcoin not for central banks, and yet American companies like Twitter, like Mastercard, like Tesla are jumping on the Bitcoin bandwagon. Now, I have a feeling that this is partially due in part to the fact that these companies, think about it for a second, these companies are worth billions of dollars in some cases. They're saying that they're investing in Bitcoin. Of course, on the surface, this is looking great for cryptocurrency. This is looking great for Bitcoin price. Bitcoin has been rallying. It's bringing the rest of the crypto market up with it. But guys, think about what's going on behind the scenes. Think about the pandemic. Think about all that money printing that's happening. Think about traditionally, these companies' valuations have been based on US dollars by and large. And so if we have this massive amount of money printing, what is the future outlook for the dollar? And let's say a company is worth $1 trillion in 2019. Well, by 2021, if everything stayed the same and they were still worth $1 trillion, they might not actually be worth $1 trillion because of the inflation rate and because there is so much additional printing by the Fed. That $1 trillion valuation could go down to, I don't know, 750 billion. I don't know what the percentage would be, but it gives you guys an idea of what inflation will do to some of these big businesses, right? If the dollar is worth less, then ultimately all these companies are going to be worth less. And so, in my opinion, this is an attempt to hedge their bets against what they presume will be massive inflation down the road. What better way to do this than to buy cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin in these cases? So that was a thought I had that hasn't really been mentioned within this discourse. Nevertheless, something to think about. And all this is happening, okay? The world is changing around us. Well, Ripple has actually released a new patent. So this is a new Ripple patent, and I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts of that. That is not my forte, but I will link this in the description. Wrath of Kahneman down here says, first glance, it looks like a patent for ODL. Dominic Skinner down here saying, why would they just be getting that filed now? And Wrath of Kahneman says, just looking at it, need to determine what it is and what the original filing date is. Looks like early 2020 so far. So as we know, Ripple has already been utilizing ODL, but this could actually be a refined patent for a new form, perhaps, of ODL that they are looking to implement. I don't know if you guys remember Bob Way. He was a former Ripple employee that was very open to the XRP community, and he did a few interviews, I believe, with Alex Cobb. I did a video highlighting some of the interesting points that he made in, I believe it was something like a 3-hour interview. I'll try to find it. I'll see if I can link it up here in the top right-hand corner. And so Johnny here remembers Bob Way. Didn't Bob Way mention a patent that would force the use of RippleNet/ODL? And at that time, I believe it was very hush-hush. Now this new patent has come to our attention last year, 2020, and so maybe there is some more to this that we don't know. So I saw this from XRP Updates Bot, just reporting a little bit more on this patent. Back in December 2019, Ripple Labs applied for a patent for on-demand liquidity. Now it was granted a few days ago on January 26th, 2021. Here's the patent number. That gives you some information on who the people were involved with it. A computing system can facilitate cross-medium transactions through use of a digital currency. The computing system can provide a guaranteed exchange rate and manage customer pools and or slippage balances in digital wallets to adjust digital currency transfer amounts in order to align them with the guaranteed exchange rate. So this to me sounds like something that can be very, very precise when it comes to ODL to prevent that slippage, right? So details from the patent for ODL, despite the fact that how on-demand liquidity works is actually well known, there are some surprises in the document. For example, the patent for the XRP-based payment solution states that the technology is not limited to banking institutions or currencies, but it may rather be implemented for any exchange of value, i.e. commodities, other digital currencies and assets, bonds, stocks, securities, etc. Further, the document notes that ODL can be used not only by banks and financial institutions, but also by corporations and government entities, likely covering use in the context of a digital central bank currency. So this to me screams exchanging the value of anything on the XRPL using ODL, which is on-demand liquidity. Ripple, of course, focused first and foremost cross-border transactions, but they have been clear on wanting to expand in different verticals, and so I think that this patent has something to do with that. The exchange of commodities, other digital currencies, assets, bonds, securities, stocks, and that isn't it. I mean, we're going to be in a world where one day, if you own gold, you can exchange, or you will be able to exchange your gold for real estate. This is the kind of world we're going to live in the future. This is what DeFi is going to solve. Problems like this, the friction, and so exchanging the value of anything, that right now is the pain point, and that's what RippleNet is here to solve for. So I have a feeling that this patent has something to do with that. Is it a sign of things to come? Of course, we've been hearing about XRP utility, boosting the price of XRP, the utility, the inherent value of XRP will come from that utility. And this new patent is definitely going to push that, I think, going to help that along the way. Of course, there is the crypto clarity that we're still trying to sort out in the United States. There is going to be a new revolution of cryptocurrency adoption, and that is what's really going to get the price of certain cryptocurrencies that solve problems to really soar in the future. And speaking of that, guys, I saw this from Fat Cadillac here on Twitter. Check out this screen grab. So this is from ByBit, XRP USD, trading at around 49 cents, roughly 50 cents. This was from yesterday. But take a look at this. XRP, what? $45,302 per XRP? Now, I know some may say it's a glitch. Some may say it's a conspiracy. Look at it. It's happening down here, too. This from Fat Cadillac as well. The price, $45,000, just over $45,000. Now, of course, nobody's selling an XRP right now at $45,000, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. ByBit overtakes a struggling BitMEX in crypto derivatives trading, and so ByBit actually gaining popularity. It appears that BitMEX's ongoing legal struggles are giving its competition a chance to overtake it in the crypto derivatives market. ByBit has taken the number 3 spot from BitMEX and BitGet to be able to pull ahead of BitMEX in 24-hour volume. So the volume at ByBit has been growing, and you couple this with the cryptocurrency market, you couple this with exchanges not being able to take the load. Sure, it could definitely be a glitch, but I just want to put this out there to you guys. Have you seen any other cryptocurrencies glitch the same way XRP has glitched? Is it just because we focus mainly on XRP that we're noticing the glitches there and not on other cryptocurrencies? An interesting question you might have to ask yourself. That's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.